Good morning. Welcome to the Winter Electrical Committee. It is April 4th, 2024. Present this morning are Councilman Sprinkle and Councilman Clay. We have appointed officials, Public Works Director Troy Kruger, City Attorney Paul Jensen, and Finance Officer Chandra Phillips here. This morning, we also have our Electrical Superintendent, Kurt Hawkinson, with us. You may not understand him. His voice is a little frayed. Good morning, all. I don't know who would like to take the lead on this one today. Troy, Kurt, who you?
Kurt hasn't even been in winter for the last 3 days, so he doesn't know nothing.
Well, let's roll. What do you got?
I'll run through my stuff. If he's got anything to add, you can go ahead and add. Those guys have been working up at the golf course, doing that line that runs across the south end of the golf course, putting that underground. That was always kind of a tough spot to get to in the winter. Now that we've got houses going in up there, we definitely don't want to be going across people's yards to get to our utilities. So, and that's also been a request of people that are living up there that don't want to look at the high line poles.
Why not?
GRIP grant update. We have submitted our final documents unless they come up with something else, but that's the word I got yesterday. So Jared's working pretty much on that right now and not a whole lot else. But if we would be fortunate enough to get that grant, it would be huge for our electric utility. We're talking millions of dollars. So they are in the submittal stage of that. On the phase 1 project update, we've put in a request with WAPA to have a meeting with them, and last time I talked to Jared, he does not have a response yet from WAPA. Our metering done date goal is May 1st, and you'll have to, what'd you say, you have like a couple hundred meters left?
Yeah, when I left, we were at 1560 deployed. I didn't look this morning to see how many we had, but we probably got 75 to 100 put in. This would have had to be the last 2 days. We're just gonna keep moving until we're done on it, so hopefully maybe by Friday we're done. There'll be some that we gotta, it was probably like 25 of them that we gotta start setting up outages or something like that for businesses that we don't have, but that's the main thing.
Wow.
The water department they have about 400 left. They're over 1,000. They're about at about 1,200 right now. They have about 400 left to go ish, 300 ish. So they've been averaging 20 a day. So we should be able to meet that May 1st date. That'd be wonderful. Everybody would have a
Nice job.
new meter.
Nice job. Bring the water boys home. Get them done. That'd be awesome.
And the bucket truck. We may see the bucket truck in May, first part of May, so.
Total tie, he was at that conference that we went to, total tie that's.
Is that quicker than what we figured?
What's that?
Is that quicker getting the truck than what we figured?
No, it's kind of on schedule. Yeah. They told us May, June,
Really?
yeah.
Awesome.
Well, the last time we had a really in-depth talk with them was on the source well. And they had a truck that was gonna be available a little earlier. But they had to look into some stuff because in the putting the bucket on and putting everything on the truck, there was a few parts that had to be replaced. They were like change out parts and so the manufacturers had to get with Sourcewell and make sure that that was going to be okay, that they put those parts on the bucket. And then when that was okayed and we got confirmation that it could go through Sourcewell, then this bucket became like a May, June deal, so. On Kurt's revenues, he's trending a little bit above predicted. He's at 32.26%. And on his expenses side, the only thing in there that I see is it's costing us a fortune to heat that building. He's already spent 70% of his budgeted.
Unknown caller.
Spent over $12,000 already this year on utilities over there, so
That's why your revenues are up.
that's why our revenues are so high, yeah.
That's why they're going down.
But other than that, everything else, he's right in the 20-30% on almost all of his budgetary items or under. So we were gonna make, I don't know, you have any large purchases that
Yeah,
coming up?
We're gonna buy pipe. I'm still waiting on quotes for it. When I went out to the vendors for quotes, this is kind of trade show season for them. And so we have enough to get us going, to get that project done, start doing some of this other stuff. And we'll probably need it like the mid of summer, I guess, so I was getting ready to go. Probably expect getting 5, so for like our 3-phase stuff, we do a reel that's divided up with 2-inch, and then we have like a single reel when we're just doing single phase stuff. I was gonna get 5 of each of those, and try to think, probably $15,000 to $20,000 for all 10 of the reels, so on there, they're 3,000 foot a piece, so they're about 15,000 feet, single, and 15,000. 3-phase stuff, so that'll get us through summer, and probably a couple wheels sitting back on there, so I think from last year when I bought it, it might have went down 20 to 40 cents on the quotes. There's a place out of Brandon now that makes this pipe, so that stuff was cheaper, yet it seems to be, the guy said that's about the same thing, I guess. It's pipe, and that's kind of wire we're sitting good and stuff like that, so. That's about the biggest purchase on that quote, so.
That $69,000 to fix the light will be coming out of your expense budget on the April 15th. We are going to submit an invoice to the state, and the state's going to reimburse us for that. Once we get that reimbursement, then because it's an intergovernmental payment, then we can do a resolution to supplement his revenue to support that. And then when I close out March, next week, then also it'll show that money in there to purchase the bucket truck as well. It doesn't show that in this expense budget right now.
You guys got questions? Nothing?
He's blank over there.
Huh?
I'm in pain. I'm having back problems today.
Not even gonna try and trip us up or nothing? Nothing?
I'm sorry.